Welcome to my journey across the world, where I attempt to fly through cities, states, and nations without using a map. Today, we will be departing from central Wisconsin in an attempt to follow Lake Michigan south down to Chicago. In today's episode, I rant about storage sizes. I can fit 2 Just Cause 2s in the amount, over 2, technically, in the amount of space that this airport takes up. I judge the Mackinac Bridge. What? And I forget how to fly a plane. I don't have control. I don't have control. Enjoy. Hello. That transition was a tad jankier than usual. Well, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I have a tendency to forget about this, so I also have a tendency to forget to mute my phone, but we'll ignore that for a moment. I have a tendency to forget to do the intro in stream, so I'm going to get this over with quickly. If you're watching the VOD or archive, which you most likely are, and you ever want to join or interact with a stream, you can. I announce whenever I'm streaming at Foos200 on Twitter, and I stream Foos200_3 on Twitch. Today, we are going to be departing from Wisconsin. We're going to be talking about some video games. Yes, I have been playing a lot. Actually, I want to save this for when I get into the game itself, because that's how I cut the VODs. But before we do that, taking off from Mackinac Island. Now, it's been a while since we were in Mackinac. It's a little foggy today. Oh, no, it's not. We were just above the clouds. It's been a while since I've, Ooh, he's struggling a bit? Struggling? Come on. I believe it. Wait, why are we already taking... Jesus, I didn't even press down on the... Oh, okay. All right. That was fast. I didn't even... What? Since when does the game spawn you already taking off? What? Oh, it saved my, call signing crap. I didn't know it did that. Ah, shoot. Okay. Wheels in. I don't have control. I don't have control. I don't have control. Why don't I have control over the plane? What the hell is happening? AI control. Don't control the aircraft. What the fuck was that for? This is my plane. Anyway, apparently they added the Mackinac Bridge, and we flew over here a while back, and obviously the Mackinac Bridge wasn't there. So hang on, I want to make myself louder. There we go. So yeah, we were here a couple streams ago. Well, a lot of streams ago, but a couple Flight Across the World streams ago, and there was just no Mackinac Bridge. And it's looking like there is still no Mackinac Bridge. They said they added the Mackinac Bridge. Where the hell is my Mackinac Bridge? I was promised a Mackinac Bridge. Fuck is this? Fuck is this? I wanted a Mackinac Bridge. I updated the game. It should be in the game. Ah, okay. Main menu. I do like how even though the game's paused, the cars are still moving. And they're also not at all following their lanes. And when they reach there, half of them are popping out of existence. Anyway, let's go to the main menu. Well, let's get cut from the video. Usually I start the stream. Yeah, you know what? No, I'll leave this in the VOD. So that talk earlier of what was getting cut from the VOD is wrong. Okay. World Update USA. Yes. Visit page, please. There we go. You got a lot of landmarks, the Capitol building, a bunch of stuff in DC, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. You got the fucking thing in Wisconsin. That's great and all. Wait. I didn't have it downloaded? What the fuck was that 12 gigabyte update? What the fuck? This is less than the 12 gigabyte update. Then what the fuck was the 12? So before I started the stream, ladies and gentlemen, you can see this on my Twitter. Because I posted the video because I wasn't very happy. There's a 12 gigabyte update. And I assumed that was the USA update. But apparently, it wasn't. Owned. Yes, owned. I only have the World Update USA. All. Sort by. Price low to high. World Update Japan. Aviators Club. There's so many free things. Those are made by Microsoft Flight Simulator. Are Microsoft Flight Simulator making paid DLC? Because if they are, that pisses me off. No, it looks like these are all separate companies making the paid DLC. There's a lot of DLC here. For some weird ass shit. Who wants like these random ass airports? Like, I get if you're buying Mexico City landmarks, maybe you really like Mexico City, but who cares to fucking buy Bampton, whatever the hell that is, for 12 bucks? Fuck. Let's do price high to low. Now I'm curious. Premium? Oh, no, I know what that is. That's not... Yeah. The most expensive thing is a plane. I guess I can wrap my head around that. And then we have Hartsfield Jackson, Atlanta. Oh, I guess that is a big airport. But for $20, I don't care how big of an airport that is. For $20, though? You know, this one, you pay 18 bucks, you get a whole bunch of islands. You know? I expect maybe $5 max for an airport, even if it is a big one, like Atlanta. Anyway, let's also get World Update Japan real quick. Even though I won't be going to Japan for a very long time. Oh, look at how little Japan is compared to the USA. Fucking biased Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft biased. All right, what is this? Where is this? Germany. Visit Aerosoft's home airport in... Oh. Okay, now I'm curious how much this is going to be. If this is anything more than a gigab... What the absolute fuck? No thanks. Hang on a moment. Let's look at that again. Was I reading that correctly? What's GIB? I hope... No, download it, please. Download it. I hope I'm misreading that. What is GIB? GIB. Gib. A wood or metal bolt wedge. That's not what I want. Gib. What is a gigabyte? Gigabyte? What? Ooh. 1 gigabyte equals to... That's the power of... What are gigabytes? What? Okay, hang on. 10.26 gigabytes. What is a gigabyte? I have never seen that one before. At first I thought that was gigabytes, and I was just about to go buck wild. Because if one airport is 10 gigabytes, we got some fucking issues. How many gigabytes in a gigabyte? Wait! It says 1 gigabyte isn't even a gigabyte. It says it's 0.931 of a gigabyte. Ooh. This has to be wrong. How many gigabytes in a gigabyte? 1 point... All right. Hang on a moment. This has to be wrong. There's no way this is right. There's no way. Hang on a moment. Okay, so Just Cause 2. Just Cause 2 is nearly 5 gigabytes. I can fit 2 Just Cause 2s in the amount, over 2, technically, in the amount of space that this airport takes up. Let's go over to Fallout 4. Fallout 4, right? Okay, Fallout 4 is a lot. Scrap that. Wait, Fallout 4 really is a lot. Shit. Oh, God, Fallout 4 is a lot. There's a reason it's not on my SSD. Anyway, let's go back to... sorry. Oh, you know what's probably a shitload? GTA. Let's check that one out. I'm just going to talk about GTA in this stream. How much is that? Oh, it's not that much. It's about as much as Fallout 4. Oh. I thought GTA would be a lot more. Anyway, what's a big game? Subnautica. Okay. I can fit about... Oh, no, Subnautica's a lot. No, Subnautica still takes up less place or space than this goddamn airport. Hearts of Iron 4. Hearts of Iron 4 is not installed, so I don't know how much it takes. Fallout 76 is a lot. Half-Life 1. Okay, this one's gonna be a good one. I can fit over 10 Half-Life 1s in my computer before I equate to this fucking airport. Euro Truck Simulator. Actually, that one might be a lot, but it's worth a check. Oh no, I can fit about 2 Euro Truck Simulator 2s, and it equals this airport. City skylines. About 10 city skylines. Actually, I don't think I have that one downloaded, so that one might be just random data. Portal 2, this is a good one. Everyone's played Portal 2. I can fit, ooh. Oh wait, no, I don't have it downloaded, that's why. I was about to say I can fit about 20 of them, but no, it's not downloaded. Let's think of a good one. What's a good one? Fall Guys. That's a game a lot of people have been playing. I can fit 2 Fall Guys in my computer if I want to equate 1 fucking airport. Now listen, I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's only 2, it's only 2. Mind you, this is 1 fucking airport. This is an airport. This is not a scenery pack. This is an airport. I have to be misreading this. GIB. What's bigger, a gigabyte or a gigabyte? A gigabyte is a standard unit for field of data processing transmission. A gigabyte is more than a gigabyte. A gigabyte is more than a gigabyte. So either we got some fucking UI issues here. Microsoft doesn't know their shit, even though they're a fucking PC building company, or that airport, I swear to God, that airport better be the best fucking airport in the world. I got 22... got 22 notifications. Jesus wept. Anyway, Mackinac Bridge. Let's go take a look at the Mackinac Bridge. How long have I been streaming for? 17 minutes. Yes. Haven't even gotten to the bulk of the stream yet. Just what the fuck is this game? You know it's a good stream when it starts off with just me questioning humanity. Coffee. Caffeine's definitely what I need about after that. That took the energy out of me. Oh, coffee. I got a message on Snapchat. Do we want to make guess? I'm gonna guess, just because I know who sent it, that it's Streaks. Even though I don't do streaks, people have a tendency to send me streaks. Yup. Jesus Christ. I don't even text that guy very often, so I don't know how he's always sending me fucking, or why he's always sending me streaks. Alright. Mackinac Bridge, are we ready for this? We're gonna see it, we're emerging from the clouds, and we're gonna see the Mackinac Bridge, and it's gonna be beautiful. Now look at that! That looks really nice. Yeah, this looks really nice. It's the Mackinac Bridge. It still has a little bit of... It's... It's built over the other... What? What the fuck? Why? Why is it? Why is it? Why? Now, oh, ladies and gentlemen, you see any issue with this? You see any issue with this? What? Why is it built over? Microsoft Flight Simulator, you never stop amazing me. What? Why is it built over the other bridge? Oh, and I didn't have collisions on. How fun is that? Anyway, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know anymore. 20 minutes we've been streaming for, and this fucking game. I'm at a loss. What are you notifying me for now? Japan. Japan's been downloaded. That's nice. Oh. Okay, that is the plane we want. They haven't added any new planes. Wish they had done that. Fill the fucking thing with fuel. Co-pilot, yeah, that's fine. Pilot is 120, actually. I'm probably 125 now. Pilot is 125. Here we go. Failures. Yeah, you can do that. No, don't do that. How do I... Where's the difficulty? How do I... It's not gonna tell me. ATC. Well, that one's good. Okay, we're good there. It appears to be saving my stuff now, which it wasn't doing before. Flight conditions. Weather and time, live, off. How do I do difficulty? I know it's in here somewhere. Because I want to be booted out of the game when I crash. Is it in here? Failures. It's gotta be in failures, right? No, those are the different things that just happen. Liveries? No. Good thinking, me. It would be in liveries, definitely. Where's... Oh, it's in settings, isn't it? That's right. Now I remember. General? Accessibility? No. Flight model? No. Accessibility. Miscellaneous? Flight model. Modern generals. What the fuck are those? Data? Traffic. Sound? It's not gonna be in sound. Accessibility. Okay. Go to assistance. Failure and damage. Don't do aircrafters. Do... You can do icing on. Crash damage on. There we go. Fly and save. Perfect. There we go. We've done it. We've figured it out. Ooh, that's a lot of landmarks they've added. What all have they added? Sault Ste. Marie International. Why would you add that bridge? Like, I get the Mackinac Bridge, but why that one? Anyway, what else have they added? A bridge. Mount Rushmore. Crazy Horse. Those are fine. Devil's Tower. That one's fine. Don't know what that is. Another bridge. Another bridge I haven't heard of. Lots of bridges I haven't heard of. Apparently they've added some stuff in Seattle. Never heard of that. Nope, don't know what those. Nope. Alcatraz. I like Alcatraz, though. That's a good one. Airport Graveyard. That's a neat one. Some bridges. Monument Valley. I like that. What's this? I don't know. Chimney Rocks. That's back to Mount Rushmore. Colorado Heights Castle. That's what that castle must have been. Have you added the Alamo? No. Well, I'm pretty sure the Alamo's gone. Is it? Is the Alamo still around? That's a good question. That thing... What happened to the Alamo? I know about the battle. I'm talking about the fort. Is the fort still there? Where is the Alamo fort? Oh, no, it's still there. No, it's not. Is it still there? No, it's not. Is it still there? Is it still there? Probably not. I don't know what happened to it, though. I'm not a historian. Anyway, what the fuck am I doing? Departing from Wisconsin and talking about Fallout 76. That's what I'm doing. Fuck me. Up here, right? Where's, that had a wacky name. Not that. City. Central Wisconsin? Up here, maybe? Down here. No. No. Was it this place? Oh, jeez. Where is it? I have it. I was looking at it on the map earlier. I wanted to make sure I was doing the right airport, because that's where I left off last time. Oh, no, that's... Oh, no, it is that. So you follow the river up to there, and it's... Yes, that one. Yes. Yes, this is the one. Yeah, set as departure. Hopefully, it won't put me in AI control like it did back in Mackinac Island for some fucking reason. All right, we're getting into the stream, finally. So the goal for today is to make it down to Chicago, which we should do that, and we might make it past Chicago. If we do, I want to head... Where's the Mississippi? That's a good question. Part of the point is I'm not supposed to check the map, but we haven't departed yet, so I'm allowed to check the map. Yeah, so I'm thinking I want to... Anyway, I'm getting notifications for something on YouTube. I want to head west once I reach Chicago. So basically, I want to head east right now, find Lake Michigan, head south, find Milwaukee and Chicago, head west, find the Mississippi, follow the Mississippi down to St. Louis, and then head west. Hopefully I'll find the Colorado mountain range after a while. Head north, find Denver, and then I don't know where I'm going from there. Although I say head west from St. Louis to find the Colorado mountain range, that'll take a long time. So, because there's a lot of plains in between there. Okay. Tell me I'm not in AI control. I want to take off on my own. Can manage radio comms, though. There we go. Okay. All right. Maybe one day we'll do this in VR. I do have a VR headset now. All right, parking brake is off. Let's try and remember the controls. Flaps are right. That's that. A? It's A. There we go. Nice. I remember how to play this game. Oh, that's flaps. No, leave flaps there. Okay. Just gain up some speed before we try and take off. Don't rip the plane to shreds on the runway by fucking about with your rudder too much. Oh, and it's taken off on its own. That's nice. Put those in. Yeah. Set the altimeter. Set the altimeter. There we go. And then head east. Not to Bender's. We're not in Futurama. Yeah, this was the place where we landed last time, right? Ooh. This is starting not to look like the place we landed last time. Hang on a moment. Oh, shoot, I'm not. We're close to heading east. Hang on, I'm going to pull up the VOD from the previous stream to make sure I'm going to the right place. Where am I going right now? Am I heading south? Shoot. Where am I going? I want to be heading east. What are you doing, Compass? Oh, that's right. We're heading north now. Okay. Oh, and then there's a compass on my thing. Anyway. Oh, I got a new subscriber. That's fun. I've been getting new subscribers quicker. I'm going to get my 100 subscribers at some point. I got a special plan for that, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. Yeah, I'll give you a hint. It involves many toilet paper rolls. I'll let you try and make your own conclusions for what that is. Boost 200 elongated. Yes, let's find. No. I need to set the trim. Oh, fuck. I'm icing up already. It's a bummer they don't have, snow in the game, because I'm pretty sure this area of Wisconsin is snowy right now, although I might be wrong. Okay, Steam Game Showdown. No, that's not it. A noteworthy episode. That's not it. Wait. Oh no, it is a noteworthy episode. Never mind. Oh. I just scrolled to like the very end and I'm hanging upside down in the plane. Okay, let's go lower before we ice up too much. Okay, hang on. Oh no, I was taking off from the right place. That's good. Coffee. Very watery coffee. I didn't make it very good. This is nice. Flying O. What? Don't question him. Just don't question him. Look at this. That's nice. I really do like this game, even when we're flying in bumfuck nowhere, Wisconsin. Anyway. How do I fix the icing? I remember we were fucking about with this in a previous stream ages ago. It was down here, right? It was right there. Ah. Turn that on. Pull up. Where am I? Ooh, that's the ground. I see it as a bit of a flaw when you have to rapidly turn your wheel in order to hit the different icing things. There we go. We're good. We're all good. It's all good. We are good in the hood. No, we're not. We're heading north by accident. Ooh, shoot. Okay. That's fine. All right. Yep. Back off. And then head east, please. There we go. There we go. Alright. It's fine. I'm not going that fast. Overspeed? Nah. Anyway, let's fix the trim because I'm kind of going up very rapidly. Come on, trim. Trim. There we go. This will fix it. No, now I'm going down. Trim. So there's been two games I've been playing a lot recently. Fallout 76 and GTA 5, both of which had a new DLC come out. Fallout 76 had Broken Steel. GTA 5 had the Chao Parico heist. Both of which were... Actually, I think GTA's was more disappointing, but Fallout 76 is already a pretty disappointing game, so... I think Broken Steel was alright. Chao Parico was alright, too, but, I mean... We expected more. So what game do I want to talk about first? Talk about Fallout 76 first, since that one... no, let's talk about GTA first. So GTA, where do I start? Well, I want to have like an all-out discussion about GTA, since, you know, it's important to recognize that I try to go for 2 hours, and I've only mentioned 2 games I want to talk about today, so I really want to make this last for the 2 hours, and I think I have enough to say about these 2 games to make it last for 2 hours, which is good. Not overspeed, I just want to go down so I can not have as much ice. We're fine, doesn't matter if we're shaking and about to get torn to shreds. Anyway. So yeah, GTA. Potentially my most played game. If it's not Minecraft, it's GTA. Probably. Could be Animal... No, I don't think it's Animal Crossing. Minecraft is probably my most played game, but GTA is a very close second. I'm probably up to 1,000 hours now. Because last time I checked on the Xbox, I had 650, I think. And that was 650 just on Xbox One. That wasn't including... No, that was 650 just on online on Xbox One. That wasn't including story mode, and that wasn't including anything on the Xbox 360. So that's $650 online Xbox One, and then I had $200 total on PC. So I'd estimate, if we're including 360 and the story mode, I'm up to 1,000 now, which is a lot. And GTA is my most played game that I can track the hours for. And obviously, I think Minecraft might be one, but you can't track the hours for Minecraft. I don't have a clue. At least not for Java, which is what I spent the most time on. But yeah, you might be wondering, well, how the hell have you played GTA so much? And it's one word: the online. Now, I feel like I should preface all this by saying I do not like the online. The online is a scummy, rip-off piece of shit. And Rockstar, to an extent, has definitely betrayed me a little. Now, there's a couple of people who say, oh, I'm done with Rockstar, all right, because, you know, they don't like what they did with GTA and they didn't like Red Dead 2. Personally, I loved Red Dead 2, and I know a lot of the internet agrees with me. So I feel like when it comes to story mode, I trust Rockstar. And I think it's very important to differentiate Rockstar, the developer, and then Take-Two, the publisher. Because Rockstar, the developer, I still trust them. You know, they make amazing, amazing games. Red Dead 2 was a brilliant game. GTA 5, the story mode, was amazing. But what pisses me off is then you got Take-Two, who's probably like, oh shoot, we're making a lot of money from shark cards. Let's cancel any single-player DLC. That pisses me off, because I would love more than anything else a single-player DLC for GTA 5, but we all know, even though they had them planned, they were canceled because of the online. That sort of stuff is bullshit. I need more coffee. I should have fucking used Flonase. This is what sucks, is I'm a really nasally person. And I tend to forget about that until I start talking a lot. And then, yeah, I regret not taking Flonase in the morning. Do you wanna have a brief intermission, a Flonase intermission? Hang on, I'm not even gonna put the intermission screen up. I can do this quickly. Medication, fun. Oh, you can hear this, can't you? Ah, that's fun. Okay. Gotta love allergies. Allergies are fun, aren't they? You can stop controlling my aircraft now. There we go. Alright, am I still heading east? I am. Although I've gone up quite a lot. We can head back down. Anyway, what was I talking about? Story mode DLCs, that's right. Now, saying all that, I am happy. I like GTA Online, but I hate GTA Online. But I love it, but I hate it. So the only reason I've got so many hours in GTA is because of the online. Genuinely, the story mode is a fraction of those hours. But like, the thing is, if I'm ever talking to someone about GTA, I'm talking about the story mode. As much as I've spent a lot of time playing the online genuinely is a piece of shit. It's just an addictive piece of shit. And the way I've kind of been able to wrap my head around the online, okay, the way I've been able to forgive some aspects of the online is because the online has basically turned into an MMO. And I think if you imagine or pretend the online is an MMO, you will have a much better time. Because if you play an MMO, you know what you're getting into, alright? You know it's not going to be very good. They want to get microtransactions from you. It's going to be very grindy. But it's an MMO, so you can forgive that. So whenever I try and think of GTA Online, I think of it less as an online version of the single player, and I think of it as the GTA MMO. Now saying that, now saying all that, not all MMOs have to be bad. All right, they could have made GTA a really good MMO, and I feel like, I don't know, it's a mix, and you can tell when some things are or were determined by the publisher side, and when some things, you know, they clearly had their heart put into them by the developers. Like, I think the writing, that's a good one. The writing was very clearly made by the developers, because Rockstar has not lost that writing touch, you know, that there's not very many video game developers that you can tell with 100% certainty wrote something. You know, you can tell when Valve wrote something, you can tell when Rockstar wrote something, and you can tell when Bethesda wrote something, because it'll be a piece of shit. But the other two, Valve and Rockstar, are probably the best two writers in the video game industry, I think. And that's one of the things that GTA really hasn't lost. You know, and all the characters are lovable and hateable in their own intended way, I think. Speaking of the characters, should we get into the story? Because I feel like we should get into the story. Because, in a sense, they have made story mode DLCs, except they haven't, because there's no real missions. But they have, except for the casino heist and the other heist. But, listen, to me, those aren't missions. You know, they are missions, but they're nothing compared to the story mode missions. The heist ones are probably the closest, but I'm talking about the OG, the original heists. That's the closest we got to story mode quality missions. But they're still expanding on the story. You know, there's a lot of people that they say, oh, Rockstar doesn't care about the story mode anymore. Rockstar, they've abandoned the canon of the story mode. They really haven't. And there's a lot of plot holes I hear people bring up. The biggest of which being the Chinese guy that owns the casino. How he is still alive. He was never actually killed. Even in option C of the story mode, you don't actually kill the young one. You kill his father. Now, there's a lot of things they mention in the casino heist talking about his family, but they never really mention his father by name, if I remember correctly. So that's still left open. The big plot hole, which no one ever fucking mentions, but but the big plot hole is Merryweather. Because in option C, if you do option C in the story mode, Merryweather, the leader of Merryweather steps down and they pledge, or they're banned from doing any operations in the San Andreas area. Now, okay, sorry, I should have preface this entire story mode discussion with this. A lot of people, the minute you start talking about the story mode compared to the online character-wise and story-wise, they'll go, the online is set 12 or 9 months before the story mode. No, it ain't. The online has been progressing with the story mode, or it's been progressing with time. So, yes, when the online first started, it was going before the story mode. So Heists is before the story mode. Everything you do with Lamar and Gerald is before the story mode. Heist being the big one, since Heist kind of set up a lot of things in the story mode, but when you pay attention to it when relating to Humane Raids and Lester. I'm pretty sure Lester actually mentions the online character or references the online character in the story mode. But those things all happen before the story mode. Sometime around... the first guaranteed mention is gun running. Because in gun running, Agent 17, 14, I always forget his name, but he mentions that it was set in 2017, and then the first kind of character jab is Smuggler's Run, since Ron talks about Trevor post-story mode. But I think, sorry, trying to collect my thoughts here. Quit bitching at me, plane. it went ahead of story mode sometime around Bikers or CEO, I think. I think CEO, Bikers, Import Export were happening at the same time as or right before story mode, and then but I say that, but story mode took place in 2013 or 2014, so we don't know. Is the thing. We don't know. We know Heists was guaranteed before story mode, and then anything post gun running is after story mode, and then since then the story has been progressing. Now, we don't know if it's just one online character or if it's multiple online characters. I'm settling with it's multiple online characters, since from my perspective it doesn't make much sense for the same person who's doing Bikers to be robbing the casino and stuff like that, you know. And there's certain things that it's the same, like if you do the Chao Parico heist, it's mentioned a lot of times if you own a nightclub as well. So those two would be the same. Whichever online character does the Chao Parico heist is the same online character who owns the nightclub. And then whichever character does the casino heist is the same character that did Doomsday and the same character that did the original heists. And whichever character does Doomsday is not the same character who does gun running, because Agent 14 or Agent 17, whatever, doesn't know you in Doomsday Heist, and gun running comes before Doomsday Heist. So you can tell when there's some split offs. I think the most influential character has to be the one that's doing original heist, Doomsday Heist, Casino Heist. I don't know if they ever tied Chao Parico heist into the other two, or the other three, I should say. I know Chao Parico is tied into Nightclub, but I don't know if it's tied into the other heists. Anyway, we were talking about canon, how we know it's canon, right? Now here's my theory of why Merryweather is still operating in the state, and I'm sure there's some other fucking plot holes. There has to be other plot holes, right? I'm trying to think of something, but I really can't. I think Michael's dead. Now, we know Trevor's alive, because gun running takes place post-story mode, and Ron mentions that Trevor's gone all Vinewood, whatever the fuck that means. They left that very open, and I assume that they would... Sorry, I was drinking coffee. I assume that they would go back to that at some point. You know, explain how and why Trevor's gone Vinewood, but they haven't. They just kind of mentioned that Trevor's gone Vinewood. Also, to the people who say that this, the online still takes place before the story mode, please, for the love of God, explain why El Rubio had Lester and Mert Madraza's wife's nudes. That one is the #1 piece of evidence that confirms that it's post-story mode. Yeah, but I think Michael's dead. It's not the ideal ending, but it's also Rockstar. And it wouldn't surprise me if they killed Michael and made that the canon ending. Because you gotta think, you know, Merryweather's still around. Trevor's still around. The only thing it doesn't really explain is why Jimmy works at the arcade. But you know, just because Michael's dead doesn't mean Jimmy doesn't work at the arcade. I'll tell you what, so Lester got him the job at the arcade. See, this is theorizing now. By the way, we've hit Lake Michigan, so we're gonna head south to Milwaukee and Chicago. Anyway, so I imagine, you know, because Lester... Oh, that's a good question, though. Do we think the assassinations with Franklin... Wait, what is that? Oh, that's some area where Lake Michigan juts out. Anyway, do we think that Lester did the assassination missions with Franklin before or after the end of the game. I'm gonna assume before, because I imagine Lester wouldn't be very happy with Franklin if he killed Michael, but I suppose there's no real confirmation that Lester is still happy with Franklin in the online, or Lamar, or any of them. There's no connection there. It's just mostly Lester doing his own thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's missions with both Lamar and missions with Lester, obviously. But, as I was talking about earlier, those could be different online characters. If we're going off the idea that there's multiple online characters, it could be one character working with Lamar and shit, and there's one character doing the heists and stuff with Lester. But yeah, I think Michael's dead. That has to be the ending, right? You know, as much as we liked Michael, that would be dark if it's Michael that's dead. I figured one of them would be dead. Rockstar's not a big fan of, like... Yeah, I think... Well, so obviously Trester? Yeah, obviously Trevor is confirmed alive, so... Michael has to be dead. He has to be. And Franklin can't die, by the way. If you've never finished the story mode, I should say, Franklin is not an option to kill him. I wish we could fucking kill him, though, because Franklin was... I love the story mode because Trevor's the fucking wild card. Michael has his goals. Franklin has his goals, but Franklin doesn't fucking work towards his goals. Fuck, I feel sorry for poor Franklin. Because Franklin, the entire fucking game, is just off cleaning up his own mess. I genuinely wished that at some point in the game, Franklin would go, no, you know what, fuck this. Alright, I'm done. Actually, you know what? Franklin did go, oh fuck that, because when Lamar got kidnapped and sent up to Paleto Bay, Franklin was like, I'm done working for myself. I want Trevor and Michael to come along with me, and they agreed. That's right, Franklin did get his way in the end. Anyway, how did this start again? Yeah, Michael and Franklin don't appear in the online. Trevor does, but Michael and Franklin don't. The thing is, Trevor only appears for the heist, which is before story mode. Yeah. So that's the story, and that's why I don't think Rockstar's really botched the story. As for content, you can tell a lot of the new content is just to suckle shark card money, but like I already said, I don't really blame Rockstar for that. I blame Take-Two. You know what would be amazing? If Microsoft bought Take-Two from... Or not bought Take-Two, Microsoft wouldn't be able to buy Take-Two, that's too big. But if Microsoft bought Rockstar from Take-Two, although Take-Two would never let Rockstar go. I like how they bought Bethesda, though. That'll be interesting. Because now Bethesda and Obsidian are both under the same parent company. So, I wonder how that works, though. Did Microsoft dissolve Interplay? Because Bethesda could be above or below Interplay, which is then below Microsoft, or maybe Microsoft just dissolved Interplay. I haven't been paying attention to that. That stuff also might not be public, too. That's the thing. Actually, but that's the question. Can you invest in Interplay? Probably not. Interplay Entertainment Corporation. No chart. No, you can't invest in Interplay anymore after they got bought by Microsoft. That or they're not publicly traded. Although I imagine they are. I doubt a company that big wouldn't be public. Anyway, yeah. That's the main issue with online, is it's just scummy. It's not as scummy as Fallout 76, though. But you can tell they prioritize adding new expensive shit. over fixing bugs. Like, there's a lot. It's a fucking buggy game. The more stuff that comes out, the buggier it gets. Like, okay, so one bug. A lot of people talk about the Titan bug, which is if you sell your cargo, sometimes you can't sell your cargo and there's no option but quit or destroy your cargo, and it wastes a lot of time. I've never actually had that bug. But the one thing that happens fucking all the time is, I swear, a fifth of the time that I try and join the casino heist from my phone, or that someone tries to join my casino heist when I'm hosting one, they end up in that goddamn empty arcade, and if you start the heist, they spawn in the empty arcade and they have to kill themselves. That's the worst bug, because even post Chao Parico, they haven't fixed that. And it happens so goddamn often. Not to mention the servers are a piece of shit. And a lot of people go, ooh, it's peer-to-peer. Rockstar still has servers. It's just the servers themselves are non-existent. But they can improve the way that peer-to-peer stuff works so it doesn't crash every fucking time. It pisses me off so much, trying to start a heist, trying to start a job. Ooh, new leader left the session. Oh, this person left. I guarantee you that person did not leave. You know, I'm sure sometimes they do, but a majority of the time you finally wait. You wait and you wait and you wait and you get 4 people in, and then you start it, and then the server has an issue trying to start it, and then it fucking dies. That stuff happens too often. And quit bitching at me for going over speed. Yeah, and Chao Parico's come with its own list of fucking bugs. Like, I've had a couple. My favorite one... Interesting. Hey guys. I don't think this is Lake Michigan. Unless that right there is that little peninsula that juts out of the eastern side of Wisconsin. And once I fly over that peninsula, I'll find the rest of Lake Michigan. Because I haven't seen no Chicago. Plus, that would be an extremely small amount of lake to be Lake Michigan. You know, I was thinking over there, wow, we can see Michigan from here. I must be high up. No, I just don't think this is Lake Michigan. Whoops. Well, let's go back to flying east, and maybe we'll find Lake Michigan at some point. Interesting. Anyway, talking about online. Yeah, scummy bugs. So Chao Parico has a lot of bugs. The most interesting one was before I bought the submarine, I was just joining Chao Parico heists from my phone. And one time I joined it, it booted me out. It put me in a new session in a submarine. Not my submarine, because I didn't own a submarine. But it put me in a submarine, and I could join the heist. Or I could start the heist. I went over to the board and I was like, pay 25,000, or yeah, pay 25,000 to start the Chao Parico heist. And I'm like, what? I don't own a submarine. Pay 25,000 to start the Chao. I don't own a submarine though. How do you expect me to? So I paid it. It just didn't work, which was a bummer. But I really thought it would. That would have been amazing, though. I had it recording in the event that I could start the Chao Parico heist, even though I didn't own a fucking submarine. And then another bug. Oh god, this one was infinitely worse. I hosted the Chao Parico heist with 4 people. We had gone through the compound. We had collected gold and shit. And then the second we went out of the compound, I don't know if the servers went buggy, if my internet fucking screwed up, but everyone left the game. But what happened is they left me their loot bag, and I picked it up, and I had 2.5 mil, and I was like, this is fucking insane. And here I am thinking I'm gonna get more loot than I would be able to normally solo. So I'm like, holy shit, this is the best bug ever. I mean, it sucks for the people that left the game, but for me, this is the best bug ever. So I sped through, I grabbed the cocaine, and then I died. And I was like, oh shit. And it spawned me in, and I only had 1.1 million. I was like, oh shit. But their bags spawned on the map. Over by the helicopter, their bags had spawned. I'm like, yes. So I grabbed their bags. I went through the island. I grabbed some cocaine, and then I left. Here's where it gets even worse. Reminder, I hosted this heist, so I did all the setups and everything. I got no money. None. Not even the 1.1 million or whatever I would have gotten solo. I got no money. Not that 3 million I wanted, not 1.1 million. None. I got no money. And then when I went back to my submarine, heist was complete. I had to start a new heist. So basically, I wasted over an hour of my life setting up that heist to have a bug where I thought I would have gotten a whole bunch of money. And I was like, this is amazing. And then I completed the heist, took all of the money away from me, and I couldn't start a new one. That bug was bullshit. And I thought about contacting Rockstar, but I have modded in the past. And I wasn't going to do that. Oh, the modding in the past I did was also because of some bullshit. Basically, I had the game on Xbox, wanted to move over to PC because I had finally built my PC, but they had stopped PC account transfers. So what I did was I just modded in all the money I had on Xbox and the levels I had on Xbox, and I made a new character on PC. I've talked about that before. Yeah, that was the only time I modded. And I wouldn't have done it if they had account transfers, but they didn't, because people were using them to make money. So Rockstar's like, well, rather than fixing the bug, we'll just make everyone's life worse and just remove account transfers altogether. Thank you, Rockstar. If you're wondering why I didn't just stay on Xbox, Xbox runs like dog shite now. The more DLCs they came out with, it just doesn't fucking work. Like, genuinely, it runs at like 20 fucking FPS. No, I'll give them credit. It runs maybe 25 normally. If it's raining, 20, and I imagine on that goddamn island, 15. Because that island struggles on my own PC from time to time, so God knows what it does on Xbox. I don't even know how you'd be able to play that new DLC on Xbox. What they'll probably do... Yeah, that's Lake Michigan. Okay, good. We found Lake Michigan. But no, what they'll probably do is they'll say they'll do what they did on Xbox 360, and they'll say, we're going to stop updating the game on Xbox One and PS4. You need to get Series X or PS5. Now, that would be bullshit. But that's probably what they're going to end up doing. And honestly, they're in a tricky scenario because there's not much they can do. Because if they leave it, people are going to get pissed off that the performance keeps getting worse. But if they limit it to Xbox One and PS5, people are going to get pissy because they haven't released a game or a new GTA in 7 years. And honestly, I think they're rightfully pissy. Because they very easily could have released a new GTA. It's just that shark card money. Oh, that shark card money. And I know a lot of people are like, I'm not going to play GTA because of the shark cards. Honestly, as long as you don't buy anything, you are only harming Rockstar. If you just play and don't buy anything, you are only taking up server space. You are not giving them any money. You are losing them money. And like I said, I can forgive GTA at times, and I can withstand the online as long as I think of it as had a bit of a stroke there. I can withstand the online as long as I think of it as an MMO. Also because it's fun and addicting. But also scummy, but fun and addicting. And scummy, but fun and addicting. Is there anything else I want to say about GTA Online? Well, most of this has been talking about GTA Online generally, but I do want to talk about the Chao Parico heist, because to me that was a big disappointment. Well, it's less of a big disappointment. It was more about why, Rockstar, why? So, they added a new island, Chao Parico. Except they didn't add it to the free mode. Now, obviously, this is the biggest... I want to call it an interior, but because of the way the game works, it's not classified as an interior, but it's basically an interior, you know, if you compare it to the casino or something like that. So this is the biggest location or interior they've added yet. And I think they added to free mode, man. And it had to be, I don't know, it had to be an issue with performance. I can't think of any other reason. No, you know what it was? You know what it was? They wanted to make people pay to go to the island. That's it. They wanted to make it so you have to buy a shark card if you want to see the new landmass. If you want to go to the new island, you have to pay. That's how they suckle that shark card money out of you. But like, even then, you only go there for the heist. You don't go there for free mode or anything. If they really wanted to make money, they would have made it for free mode. No, here's what you do, okay? You put the island in free mode. And I'm talking off the main map, alright? You put the island in free mode. So not just you can go there in free mode, but it's in free mode. It's in the game off of the main island. But you have to pay for a membership fee, which would be something like 3 million. I don't know. I'm starting to sound like a Take-Two person. How much should we make the membership fee to make sure people buy those shark cards? Oh, 3 million, yes. So no, they make the membership fee 3 million. So they make their money. If you pay the 3 million, you can go to the island in free mode to do whatever. If you don't pay the 3 million and you go to the island in free mode, you get orbital striked. That's how they make their money, but also keep the game somewhat fun. Mind you, it's still very scummy, but it's fun and scummy. Yeah. But no, they had to make it a separate interior that you can only access during heists. And you know, I browse the GTA subreddit a lot, and a lot of the things I hear is, oh, there's nothing to do on the island, and, ooh, but the island's in the Caribbean. All right. Hang on a moment. There's two issues with those two arguments there. Well, there's two arguments, each of which have their own issues. So, island in the Caribbean. Let's start with that one. Yes, island in the Caribbean. Island didn't have to be in the Caribbean. I love it when people defend Rockstar doing stuff like that. Oh, but the island's in the Caribbean. You do realize these people write the game, right? The island doesn't have to be in the Caribbean. So off the coast of California, over by LA, and actually this is what I thought the island was going to be at first. There's what's it called? I can't think of the name of the island. Santa Rosa Island and Santa Cruz Island. Yes, those two. It very easily could have been one of those two islands, since those are off the coast of California, right by LA. Now, say you wanted to make it Colombian, Mexican, whatever, you know, you want to dig into that whole drug lord aesthetic, then make it off the coast of Baja California. Make it just south slightly, okay? Gotta put it in free mode. And if they want to scam money out of you, do that VIP pass thing, like I said. Because you gotta think like Take-Two. You gotta think like Rockstar, where you gotta make that shark card money. But anyway, the second argument, that, oh, there's nothing to do on the island. Okay. Just having the island there gives you something to do. People will be happy. It's a new area to explore. It's a new area to dick around, to do whatever. I mean, you got fucking millions of things in that game that people spend their precious, precious shark card money on. Now you have a new landmass to do them at. Now you have a new place. Now, I'll tell you what. They most likely will give you something else to do at that island. I think... Well, they're going to add it to the creator at some point. There's no doubt in my mind there. It'll be an update in like a month. Ooh, Parico added to Rockstar creator. But I bet you the next DLC will tie into it. I doubt they would make that island and only do it for one heist is the thing. And don't get your hopes up. It's not going in free mode, ever. But I think they will go back to it. Probably with a steep fee. Because it's Rockstar. But they will go back to it at some point. Anyway, should we talk about Fallout 76 now? Because I've been talking about GTA Online for way too long. So let's talk about Fallout 76, the other game I've been playing recently. Which is... well, it's up there. It's up there with the flaws of GTA Online. I like how people are comparing to Cyber... Sorry, I'm having a brief stroke. I like how people are comparing Cyberpunk to Fallout 76, because from my perspective, Cyberpunk... Ooh, how do I phrase this? Cyberpunk as a game, mechanically, is significantly worse than Fallout 76, but when it comes to the whole spectrum, the whole picture, Fallout 76 is worse than Cyberpunk? Hear me out here, because Fallout 76 at the very least was functional. You know, don't get me wrong, it has a lot of bugs, many of which are game breaking, but you could still play the game. Whereas Cyberpunk, you play that thing on PS4 or Xbox One, you can't play the goddamn thing. It will not run, or it will run exceptionally poorly. Alright, and there's stories of it breaking people's PS4s. Obviously, Cyberpunk got removed from the PS4 marketplace because it was having so many issues. That definitely didn't happen with 76. Now, 76, like I said, it has a very broad picture, because 76, there was a lot more going on with it than just the game. Like, the canvas bags. I feel like people have forgotten about the canvas bags, and there was more than the fucking canvas bags. Obviously, there was all those stories about how people were getting access to other people's accounts, people could see other people's purchase history and credit cards, and yeah, but that went beyond the game itself. Now, Fallout 76, I'd argue, is more scummy than Cyberpunk, since Cyberpunk, it's a single-player RPG, you know? And there's no microtransactions or anything, whereas Fallout 76, they've broken their promise many times, they've added many pay-to-win microtransactions, and they've added an incredibly expensive and scummy membership fee. Are we to Milwaukee yet? I feel like we've been going along the coast of Lake Michigan for a long time now, and we still haven't reached Milwaukee. I wanted to reach Chicago in this stream, but I don't think I'm going to. Anyway, sorry about that interruption, but I was like, why is this taking so long? Anyway, back to Fallout 76. Yeah, that's how I think we should compare it to Cyberpunk. But as for Fallout 76, the game, ooh, where do I start here? Do I want to talk about Broken Steel? There's a lot I want to say about Broken Steel, the lore, the story. First, let's talk about, let me think. Yeah, let's talk about lore. A lot of people argue that Fallout 76 breaks the lore. It doesn't, I don't think. It's just stupid. So, and don't get me wrong, this has been going since the beginning of Fallout 76, you know, with the Super Mutants Enclave. What's the big one? Super Mutants was a big one, but there's something I'm forgetting that people bitched about. Oh, Brotherhood. So there was base game Brotherhood, and now there's obviously DLC Brotherhood that people are bitching about. So, yeah. I just think it's stupid. So they can bring back Brotherhood. They can bring back Super Mutants, and it doesn't break the lore. There's some debate to be had, but it doesn't really break the lore. But what gets me is you don't have to bring back Super Mutants. You don't have to bring back Brotherhood. You can make something original. People would love that. People love new factions. People love something interesting. It's like in the base game, I loved the Free States. The Free States was a genuinely, and the Order of Mysteries too, but especially the Free States, they were a genuinely very interesting concept as a faction, and it kind of makes you wonder, why hasn't something like the Free States popped up yet? Same with the Responders, kind of. But why isn't something like the Free States popped up yet? Why is this only the first time that we're seeing a group of separatist politicians hiding in their own bunkers? You'd think in a series that follows a corrupt United States leading up to the apocalypse that you'd see more separatist movements, in a sense. So that was a very interesting faction. They could have made more very interesting factions, but no, they had to bring back the goddamn Brotherhood. And then you got the Super Mutants. Now, the Super Mutants I can wrap my head around from a laziness perspective, because obviously it was all based off of Fallout 4's engine, and they already had Super Mutants. So that one I understand. But the Brotherhood! They didn't have to make the Brotherhood. They could have made any faction. They could have made something really interesting. But no, they had to bring back the Brotherhood. Because that's what sells. Does it, though? Does it sell? Because I don't think there's very many casuals who really wanted the Brotherhood in. You know, the casuals, I don't think, care too much about the factions. I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to hit that market of people who Fallout 4 was their first game, so they're like, all right, let's bring something from Fallout 4 in. I really don't think they needed to bring the Brotherhood in, though. I think had they made something unique more people would have been satisfied with the lore of the game. But yeah, that's my perspective from a stupidity standpoint, or a lack of creativity, I should say. A lot of people, they argue that it's a lore break, though, that super mutants are there and Brotherhood are there, which it's not, technically. So, super mutants, a lot of the, well, wait, what is that airport called? Vander Vaart. Thought that said Vanderlyn for a moment, but no, Vander Vaart. Ah, very German. I guess that's what you would expect from a state like Wisconsin, who's known for their cheese. I just didn't expect something named Vander Vaart. Anyway, lore, fun, yes. So super mutants, the explanation that most people know is that the U.S. government, sorry, I'm having another stroke, is that the U.S. government experimented on the residents of Huntersville. To me, that one didn't make much sense. I don't know why they would bother experimenting with the residents of Huntersville. They experimented with the residents everywhere. You know, the FEV was experimented a load across pre-war America. I don't understand why it had to be Huntersville. The thing is, the second source of the super mutants, so those were super mutants pre-war, which is interesting because we haven't seen an insane amount of super mutants pre-war, at least not on that scale. But the other source of the super mutants, and the main source, I would argue, is the Enclave when they unleashed the FEV to try and get the DEFCON level up to get the nuke silos. They also unleashed the Scorch Plague. See, part of the thing is a lot of people forget about that explanation for the super mutants for two major reasons. Number one is you don't find out that the Enclave released the FEV until the very end of the game, and obviously in the loading screen and in Huntersville itself, it's explained the pre-war source of the super mutants. And then the other thing is that obviously releasing the FEV is way overshadowed by the Enclave releasing the Scorch Plague, right? So, but when you think about it from a realism standpoint, that would cause more super mutants in the entirety of Appalachia rather than just the pre-war residents of Huntersville. I think the town was Huntersville. Watch it be some other fucking town in West Virginia, and I'm just confusing the names. Anyway, so Super Mutants doesn't break the lore. I don't think Super Mutants will ever break the lore, though, because the FEV was everywhere, you know. We're beyond the point of the FEV just being in Mariposa. Mariposa? Was it Mariposa? I think it was Mariposa, but yeah, we're beyond that point. The FEV was everywhere. You know, even when students from MIT are able to get the FEV, I think that says something. Or technically CIT, but whatever. Brotherhood's a tad bit of a different story. I understand why people would immediately go, that's a lore break. Now, to an extent, I can understand Maxon sending out... Maxon? Was it Maxon? I don't know. I haven't played Fallout 1, so I'm not super familiar with the old Brotherhood. But I... Oh, we're approaching Milwaukee. Okay, we are going to get to Milwaukee in a moment. Anyway. Great. Sorry, what was I saying? I got sidetracked by Flight Simulator. Brotherhood, Maxon, yes. I think it's defendable, the idea that Maxon used the communications network to communicate with people across the wasteland. And, you know, actually, I remember some people who were big fans of Fallout 1 in the old games. They were saying it never made much sense to them why the Brotherhood sat on their ass for like 50 years doing nothing. You know, and it makes more sense to think that, oh, they established or tried to establish communications with different people across post-war America. The only thing there is, why haven't we seen it before? Which, yeah, I get that. There's a lot of... Usually, when we're talking about lore, I hate the argument of, well, why haven't we seen it before? Because when they were making Fallout 1, they didn't think the world was going to be as big as it is. They weren't expecting it to span across the entirety of the USA. They weren't expecting games to be made for 20 years. No, they were just making Fallout 1. They couldn't have prepared for the sheer amount of lore that was going to be made. So usually if you're going to say, well, why hasn't this been mentioned before? It's because they hadn't thought about it. You know, but for something as big as Maxon sending out radio signals, yeah, I understand that one. I understand the argument there. The thing is, it's still not a retcon or a lore break. It's just a kind of stupid lore expansion. What I'm hoping is in the future, when we're playing Fallout 5 or whatever, they throw in a nice little tidbit. Not a new faction or anything, but a nice little tidbit. Say you stumble across a military base in Fallout 5, and you go to the radio of a military base, and you find a transmission or whatever from many, many, many years ago, and it's just an unheard transmission from Mariposa military base talking about, hey, join the Brotherhood, except it was over 200 years ago and no one ever found it. You know, just little Easter eggs or tidbits like that would be interesting. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Brotherhood in Appalachia got wiped out, so we don't have to worry about them anymore, right? Right? No, because then Broken Steel comes out, and they're like, yeah, fuck your lore. We're gonna go 10 stages deeper into retcons, except it's still not technically retcons. It's just stupid. Why does it have to be the Brotherhood? Why couldn't they have made a new faction? It doesn't have to be the Brotherhood. They could have made something interesting. Also, I just remembered something about the super mutants that I want to mention before I forget. I'll get back to the Brotherhood in a moment, don't worry. But why couldn't the super mutants have just come from DC, that vault in DC? Because we see in Fallout 4 how far they're willing to expand. I mean, there's super mutants in Far Harbor that came from the Commonwealth. You know, and I guess at that point in the story, the super mutants from the vault hadn't had much time to capture and convert very many Wastelanders, but I still think it could have been explained that it was the super mutants from TC that are in West Virginia. Because it's not too far away. Not too far away at all. You know, it's just, what, 40 or so miles? Boston's farther from Bar Harbor than DC is from West Virginia. But back to the Brotherhood. So, Broken Steel, I'm assuming, if you're watching the VOD, is anyone watching this live? 2 people are watching this live, okay. So I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're not super familiar with Broken Steel, since, I don't know, not very many people have played it. But it's explained. See, a lot of people get this confused. A lot of people think that the Brotherhood came back to West Virginia, or traveled to, not came back, since they were coming from Mariposa, but they traveled to West Virginia in order to reunite with Taggarty's Thunder. That is not at all why. If you listen to it and you read the terminal entries, it was an all-out expedition. So they were sent from Mariposa early on after the war. They were sent from Mariposa, and they were collecting all sorts of different technology along the way to West Virginia. West Virginia was just their stopping point. And even when they got there, they weren't super concerned with Taggarty's Thunder. They were more concerned with capturing that observatory, since it had arguably the most important technology of their journey. And don't get me wrong, one of their side goals was to reunite with Taggarty's Thunder, but they were dead. So they were all like, yeah, I guess they're dead. You know, I guess we shouldn't worry about them too much. Anyway. Yeah. It doesn't break much lore. It's just stupid. You know, it doesn't have to be the Brotherhood. And to an extent, their mission is kind of stupid, though. And I've heard that argument, that why would they go that far to get all this technology? You know, why wasn't it mentioned in Fallout 1? Well, you know, because it's a game. And you're taking it a little too seriously. I don't really like it either. But at the same time, I understand where you're coming from.
Cleared through Charlie airspace. Boost 9 or 427.
Anyway. What was I saying? Talking about lore. I keep losing my train of thought in this live stream since there's so much I want to cover. You know, sometimes I feel like whenever I'm explaining something, I feel like I have ADHD because I'm constantly going, oh, but what about this and this and this? I got to go into all of the different details. I don't have ADHD. It's just when I'm explaining something, I feel like I do. And when I haven't streamed for weeks and I got lots of energy to stream, I got lots of energy to be talking. And I sound like I've fucking snorted a line of cocaine before doing this. I mean, listen to me. Listen to how much fucking energy. From the start of this live stream, I have had energy when we were looking at the gigabytes and stuff. And shit, we're an hour and a half in, and I still haven't run out of energy. I am going. I had a bit too much cocaine, I'm thinking. Bit too much cocaine. Anyway. Yeah. I don't have much more to say about the lore. I think we've established that there's not very many lore breaks in Fallout 76. Do you want to talk about the story? Because a lot of people didn't like the story of Broken Steel. I'm not going to bother with the story of 76, but I want to talk about the story of Broken Steel. I thought it was alright. It wasn't much. Clearly it's unfinished. You can tell that there's going to be a part 2 to Broken Steel at some point. Because there's way more to the story. So if you haven't played it, there's going to be big spoilers here. So basically, you stumble across the Brotherhood. And there's 2 main people, or so you think. Mind you, a lot of this is going off of a couple Reddit threads I read, and one YouTube video I watched from someone I don't remember the name of. I'm not a big fan of him, but he was doing a criticism of 76, essentially. Is this Milwaukee? This has to be Milwaukee, right? It's big enough to be Milwaukee. And that's an international airport. This might be Milwaukee. We might be over Milwaukee right now. Hang on a moment. If we are over Milwaukee, then I would like to do an active pause. Set the altimeter. Yes. Get rid of that. And then, where do I want to do this? Oh, do it right here. This is a brilliant thumbnail. There we go. I don't know if that picked up on stream, but I just took a screenshot. And then go out of active pause. I hope this is Milwaukee. If it's not, that's just took a thumbnail of some random city in Wisconsin. That must be Milwaukee. I don't think there's any other cities that would have an international airport that big. Anyway, story. So most people, Jesus, I just realized I've been saying so most people, or most people think, other people think so much in this stream. Here's a challenge. Go back to the start of the stream. Take a shot every time I say so most people, so other people think, most people think. You will most likely die of alcohol poisoning. And if you haven't, then so most people think, and other people think, and most people think this, and other people think that, and most people think this, and other people think that, and most people think, you know what, you might as well just down your, just down the bottle at this point. You know, so most people think, and other people think, so most people think, and other people think. I think I'm having a mental breakdown. So most people think that the players of Fallout 76 think, there we go, see I've changed it up. The players of Fallout 76 think that there's really 2 major options, 2 major sides of the Brotherhood and Broken Steel. There's what's-his-face, Moody McGee's side, and then there's helpful person's side. And it is to an extent very similar to the idea of old Brotherhood and Fallout 3 Brotherhood. I'm not gonna say it's like Maxon's Brotherhood. I'm talking about Fallout 4 Maxon versus Fallout 3 Brotherhood, because Fallout 4 Maxon is not old Brotherhood to me. To me, there's 3 stages of the Brotherhood. There's old Brotherhood, isolationist, kind of chilling out in their bunkers, trying to hoard technology. There's Fallout 3 Brotherhood, which is, we're going to be nice, we're going to save the wasteland, we're amazing people. And then there's Fallout 4 Brotherhood, which is, we're a big fucking military, and we're going to go crush some ghouls and some synths and some innocent people. Now, I realize Fallout 4 Brotherhood reunited with the West Coast Brotherhood, whereas Fallout 3 Brotherhood had separated off. But even then, I think Fallout 4 Brotherhood has diverged slightly from the original goals of the Brotherhood. But anyway, the conflict in 76 Broken Steel is more OG Brotherhood versus one similar to Fallout 3 Brotherhood, rather than Maxon versus Fallout 3. And a lot of... an argument I heard from someone, and this one was probably the stupidest argument I've ever heard, and I want to address it, is how Bethesda paints the Fallout 3 version of the Brotherhood. I need to think of a better way to describe this. We'll describe this as the peaceful half and the militaristic half. The argument I heard was that Bethesda paints the peaceful half as being the better half, whereas the militaristic half is like the original Brotherhood, and they hate how Bethesda paints them as bad. Are you a fucking idiot? They are bad. The peaceful half is clearly the better Brotherhood. The idea isn't. The militaristic half has never been the better Brotherhood. And I understand the argument that the militaristic half is closer to the Brotherhood from Fallout 1, okay? And I understand the argument that Bethesda is clearly painting the peaceful half as better, but that's because the peaceful half is better. This is a moral choice. And actually, I don't think they painted the peaceful half that much better. Because towards the very end of the DLC, you kind of get to confront both characters. There's a lot of ways you can drill into the Paladin. Paladin? I think it was Paladin, yeah. There's a lot of ways you can drill into the Paladin, criticizing her ideological viewpoints of the Brotherhood and what it should become. And, you know, a lot of arguments could be that she's lying, or that she's crediting certain failures to the Brotherhood to different aspects that they shouldn't be credited there, you know, and it really is a moral choice, and I don't think Bethesda is painting either side as right. You know, do you stick with the OG Brotherhood? Do you reunite with the Brotherhood from California, or do you try and make a new, better Brotherhood? Wait, what city is this? Kenosha Regional. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kenosha is south of Milwaukee, so we're definitely past Milwaukee. Anyway, not to mention, there is a third choice to the DLC, and people tend to be forgetting about that. There is definitely a third choice to the DLC. And actually, in one of their trailers, they did a story trailer, and it kind of suggested the third choice. So the 3 people you got Paladin Romani, I believe is her name, and then you got Nightshin. Nightshin being the militaristic guy, Paladin Romani being the peaceful lady. There's also a third choice. There's Scribe Valdez, which is the very first person you meet in the Brotherhood. And basically, the reason I think this was an intended third choice is because basically the climax of the DLC is you're in the bunker and you're trying to decide whether or not you should restore communications with the West Coast. Nightshin wants to. He's militaristic. He's isolationist. He wants to establish or reestablish communications with the West Coast. Paladin Romani does not. She wants to smash the communicator. She wants to form her new Brotherhood. I actually got the third ending because I had talked with both of them. I wasn't sure. And one of the options was, I'm my own person. I'm not going to side with either of you. And after that, they both get kind of pissy with you, like you're part of the Brotherhood now. You need to choose one of our sides. And then next thing you know, I'm sitting here thinking, all right, well, this is where it's going to force me to make the decision. No, it doesn't force me to make a decision because Paladin Romani goes out and smashes the communicator. Just out of nowhere. The thing is, she smashes the communicator, but she's still pissed with me because I didn't side with her. And that one was amazing. So then you go back to the base, you fight the super mutants, whatever. Night Shin and Paladin Romani get into a bit of an argument. Scribe Valdez is right there next to you. You talk with her. She's like, yeah, they're both assholes, aren't they? If only we could have a nice mixture between the two. I'm sitting here going, what the fuck? That was clearly the best ending there is because, you know, it makes me feel like a centrist. You know, they're both assholes. Except that's not clearly, yeah, I should probably preface this by saying, in real life, if we're going politically, one side is clearly more asshole-ish than the other. As a centrist myself, a lot of... See, there's a subreddit. This is going to be a very off-topic tangent, but I want to talk about it. There's a subreddit called Enlightened Centrism, which is an attempt to make fun of centrists on the political spectrum. And the argument is that, oh, we should hear both sides out. We should hear Nazis and we should hear socialists. And obviously that being kind of stupid because one side is very clearly better than the other. I don't go off of that standpoint. I go off of the standpoint that one side is, I'm not going to say evil. I think the politicians from one side are very evil, and then the people following those politicians are very misguided. Whereas on the other side, I think they're just dipshits and idiots. That's my perspective as a centrist. You know what? As a centrist, I think everyone's an idiot. I think I'm an idiot. Honestly, I'm from the standpoint where if you think you have everything figured out politically, you are a dipshit. Because no one has everything figured out politically. You know, me, there's a lot of different arguments, there's a lot of different subjects that I have very strong opinions on, that I have educated myself on, and that I have really thought about. And then there's others that I just don't, because they're so goddamn complicated that I can't be fucking bothered, you know. And for example, you ask me to bring up economics. You're like, what's your opinion on economics? I'm like, I don't know. That's for someone else to figure out. I lean right economically, but that's just because I prefer economic freedom. But in the grand scheme of things, that's not for me to figure out. That's not for me to debate. You know, I'm not super educated on that. You ask me to talk about the healthcare debate, I will gladly bring up the flaws of both socialized healthcare and privatized healthcare, but I will not pick a side because I don't really have a side. I lean towards socialized healthcare, but I think there's a lot of flaws with socialized healthcare we need to iron out before it will work, at least in the United States, before it will work. And I'm not very qualified to iron out those flaws. I think someone can. Anyway, how did this tangent start again? Back to Fallout 76. Yeah. But no, that was clearly the intended third ending, was Scribe Valdez. Calling them both dipshits and idiots. Hopefully Scribe Valdez can be the new paladin. I want to just shoot both of them as Scribe Valdez. And then she'd say, we're not the Brotherhood anymore, we're a new faction. That would be nice. That would be the ending for me. As long as they don't call themselves the Brotherhood. I want them to call themselves something different. Anyway. There's a bit more I want to say about Fallout 76, but I have been talking for so long. I'm kind of tired now. So, how close are we to Chicago? We're... Yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm pretty sure what happened is we had flown east. I thought this was Lake Michigan, flew south, realized it's not Lake Michigan, flew east, followed Lake Michigan. So anyway, how close are we to Chicago? We are right there. Chicago is down there. Not helping me out. Where is Chicago? Hang on, I'm gonna have to pull up my own map here. I know the rules of my flight across the world is that I'm not supposed to use maps, but when you're coming to the end of the live stream, I think it's fair enough to use maps. Yeah, Chicago is right here-ish, and I am up here, so no, we're not gonna make it to Chicago in this one. All right, let's find an airport. There's an airport back there, I think. Hang on. It is, where is it? VPFTS. Let's take a look at that one. That might be an airspace marker for all I know. That might not actually be an airport. If I zoom in, I might be able to tell. Ooh, that might not be an airport. Hang on. These two might be an airport. APW, whatever. Hang on, let's head into ATC. I don't want to go to Chicago. Nearest airport list, please. Chicago O'Hare. Oh, Chicago O'Hare is the 4th closest airport. Chicago Executive. Ooh. Where's that? Down there. Yeah, screw it. Let's go to Chicago Executive. That's close enough. Uh-oh. Pull up. Oh, no. Whoopsie daisies. So at least I know where I'm taking off in the next stream. That's why we don't read things while trying to fly an aircraft and not looking out your window. It was very last second. I noticed we were going towards the ground and I was like, shit, pull up. But the game was stuttering and it wasn't pulling up, and yeah. This was a fun stream. Lots of fun debate was had in this stream. Also, talking about gigabytes, that has to be a UI issue. There is no way that airport, one single fucking airport, took up so much space. I refuse to believe that. Either I'm misreading something or that was a UI issue. Most likely I was misreading something. Anyway, if you enjoyed this stream, whether you watched it live or you watched the VOD, stick around. Not today, but in the future. You know, I'm always streaming new games, uploading new videos. If you are one of the 2 people who watch this live and you ever want to watch any of my previous Flight Simulator streams, you can scroll down, hit that big purple oval. Actually, is it still a purple oval? I don't remember. Oh no, it's not an oval anymore. You scroll down, hit the link that says live stream archive, and it will take you to my archive channel where I upload all of my live stream archives, including 3 previous V2FATW's Flight Across the World videos. None of them are really like this one. Oh, I did do one where I talked about my Steam games. Different games, debating them. And if you're watching the VOD, which you most likely are, and you ever want to be notified in order to join or interact with the stream, including many future Flight Across the World streams, you can. I announce whenever I'm streaming at Voos200 on Twitter, and I stream Voos200 on Twitch. I think I might have said Voos200_3 by accident at the start of the video. It is not Voos200_3. I changed that fucking months ago, but I still got the instinct to say Voos200_3 when it's just Voos200. Now I am going to go take a nap because I'm pretty sure I expelled all of the energy I had today. But anyway, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video or stream. Goodbye.